So my original plan going into Tribal was to be a 2-2-1 split, with 2 on Angel, 2 on Austin, and 1 on Sarah.
We didn't know if Angel had the idol or not. Like, there was really no way to tell. I mean, Angel was, whether she had one or not, was not gonna say. And at Tribal too, Ben was like, I know who has the idol. And we were all kind of like, you do? Turns out that was a lie. He told us immediately afterward.
I kind of just realized that Angel didn't have the idol for a couple of reasons. So I'm like, she doesn't have an idol. But I was also like, might as well get Austin to play the idol on me. So I just talked to Austin and I'm like, it's gonna look so good if like, not only did you not need the idol, but you played it on someone else. Like, I think that's a great move. So I was able to convince him to do that just in case anything went south. It was sad seeing Angel go because I really do genuinely like her, but I feel like it's just the way the cards fell.
Hello, Bruton. Our final challenge of this season will take place where this game began. And it's gonna take everything: beauty, bronze, and brain, if you want to be the final holder of immunity. But before we get into it, Ben, I'm gonna need that necklace.
Yep. You can hold on to it for now.
I will. Thank you very much. For this challenge, you will have to race up Jan's steps 5 times to find 5 tasks. Complete the task and you will receive a puzzle piece to return back here. Before you go on to your next task, you must bring your puzzle piece down here to your station. That means you can only hold on to 1 puzzle piece at a time. Once you have all 5 pieces, you can start to begin solving your puzzle. The first person to solve the puzzle will win immunity for the final time this season, which is a guaranteed seat in the final tribal council and a chance to plead your case for the $100 cash prize of Survivor at UCLA. So, Bruton, is this worth playing for?
Yep.
For immunity. Survivors ready? Go! Have to run up the Jan steps. Go find the task.
For this challenge, we had to run up Jan's steps 5 times, and every time we got to the top of Jan's, we had to solve a little riddle or do a little puzzle. Wood plate? No way. Ain't no way. Wow.
Okay.
I'll go to a different one. Once we got the puzzle correct, we would get a puzzle piece. We would have to go all the way back down Jan's, pause the puzzle piece, run right back up, and do another activity.
Ben coming down with his first puzzle piece. Here comes Sam as well. Ben, first puzzle piece. Next puzzle piece from Sam. On to Sam's station. Austin coming back from the toilet paper section cannot drop his 2 rolls. Walking very carefully. Oh.
Collab. The word scramble. Clear the way at the end of the tunnel is almost here.
Torchlight?
Oh my god, yeah.
Austin and I did have a little conversation beforehand. When we heard like there was like stations, we were like, oh, we can help each other, tell each other the answers and whatnot. And I'm like, yeah, tell me the answers.
Which land?
Sam coming with his second puzzle piece, the first person to have two. And here comes Sarah with her first puzzle piece. Austin trailing right behind her. Sam has two pieces. Sarah and Austin coming with their next puzzle piece. Austin and Sam are now tied with two. Sarah on her first one. Looks like she's taking it slow.
I've watched enough Survivor where I know things that are structured the way this is structured, where there's a puzzle at the end, can kind of end up being anyone's game. And frankly, I was tired as well. Like, it was late at night, so I was just kind of like banking on that.
Ben taking it slow at two puzzle pieces now. Throws his toilet paper rolls on the ground.
We had to guess what color Hannah was wearing. We were given the options blue or orange, and Austin got it wrong.
Austin coming back with his third puzzle piece. First person to have three.
Not right.
Austin realized his puzzle piece is incorrect.
So how do you get that wrong? You could literally just move to another activity, go down, see what color Hannah's wearing, and come back up and get the right piece. That just proves that Austin would not have been a good fit on the Brains tribe. He was casted appropriately.
Ben running down Jan's with his third puzzle piece. Sam slowly coming down with the toilet paper rolls. He cannot drop it before he gets to his station. Ben at three. Austin was almost at three, but got the wrong puzzle piece. Sam has successfully brought his toilet paper rolls and is tied with Ben.
Exhausted at this point. I noticed that I was like a little bit ahead, so I was feeling pretty good about myself.
Another challenge was to eat 2 Tapatio packets.
I went to the hot sauce challenge, down the hot sauce. That was disgusting because I couldn't breathe in the moment.
The Tapatio at first really wasn't that bad. I kind of just downed it and I had no problem. But as the minutes passed, it started burning and it was really uncomfortable.
Sarah's coming back with her second puzzle piece, finally, after a long while. Everyone coming back down the stands right now. Austin, Sam, and Ben. Austin back with his third puzzle piece. Sam back with his fourth puzzle piece in the lead. Not anymore because Ben is also back with his fourth puzzle piece. Ben and Sam are tied. Austin coming back with his fourth puzzle piece. Now tied with Ben and Sam. There's one puzzle piece left for Ben, Sam, and Austin. Sarah only at 2.
And finally, we had to look at this riddle and find what the missing letter was. I ended up working on that one with Sam. We just guessed random letters and we knew that in soon enough time, we'd get it right. And in the end, it turned out that the missing letter was just based on the first letter of every word in the instructions.
He ended up guessing the right letter. Grabbed my piece, ran past him, and he said to me, he's like, throw it to me, throw it to me. And I'm like, you know I'm not throwing it to you. And I kept running.
Sam and Ben are coming back with their last puzzle piece, but is it the right one? Same with Sarah coming back with her third one. Sam and Ben are back with 5 puzzle pieces, have jumped immediately into sorting their puzzle. Sarah back with her third, still has 2 left to go. Let's go straight back up Jan.
Let's go B.
Again, it's going to be a square. Here comes Austin with his last puzzle piece. Now it goes back straight into the puzzle. Now Sam, Austin, and Ben, neck and neck and neck, working on the puzzle. Everyone focus on their own puzzle, not looking at anyone else's for inspiration. Sarah coming with her 4th puzzle piece. Still has 1 more left. Sarah, how does it feel seeing everyone already at the puzzle?
I don't know, fine.
You feel like you still got this?
Safe? I don't know.
One way to find out. Go. Both Austin and Sam going through the same issue, getting a square, but still having 1 piece left.
It really tested every aspect that a Soul Survivor needs to have, bringing back all of those snippets of challenges from earlier in the season, all culminating in one 5-piece puzzle, which seems like it'd be easy, but it truly isn't.
A. Q.
Looks like no one's making progress. Really makes you think you need a new strategy to do this puzzle.
N.
Sarah slowly coming back with her final puzzle piece, finally. Sarah coming back with her final puzzle piece. Any lead has officially evaporated. It is truly now anyone's game. Still, not much progress from anyone. Everyone moving their puzzle pieces around like crazy.
I got it!
Oh my god.
Congratulations to Sam. Sam is guaranteed a spot in the final 3 tribal council. Sam,
Oh my god.
congratulations. You are 1 in 3 chance of winning the title of Soul Survivor. Tell me how it feels right now.
Amazing.
Amazing.
I put my hand on that there. I worked for this one. I
You
didn't
did.
know coin flip.
I don't know, it was just such a hard challenge, and to be able to do it after literally tripping at the top of the stairs last time we were at Jams, so like winning this challenge I thought was pretty cool. So yeah, I pretty much just couldn't stop smiling, and I was like, I did it, and I can finally relax, I would say.
I'm just I was very, very crushed that I didn't win that final challenge. So I'm upset at myself, and I've been kind of beating myself up this week if I don't make it to final 3 because I was that close and because ultimately I have no agency on how this vote goes. So ultimately the only thing I have going for me this week is my trust with Sam and Sarah, and I think I've come to that conclusion that that's all I can bank on to get me through this vote.
Thankfully, thanks to my brilliant strategic mind, I didn't need to win the Final 4 challenge. My entire goal at Final 5 was to make sure that both Sam and Austin survived the vote, because I know that they both believe that they don't have a shot to win if the other person's in Final Four. So as long as one of them was there, it didn't matter who wins because I believe I would beat Austin and Sam at Final Tribal Council. So I'm glad Sam won because that means that Austin's getting voted out, and I have a good shot to win next to Sam and Sarah, so I'm excited about it.
Ben was strategic, but he lacked a social game, I would say. I feel like he was constantly like getting in fights with people and arguing. I just feel like there might be some grudges from the jury, so I think that's someone I want to have in the final three, just because like he was always on the bottom of the vote and still got called the biggest liar, so like I feel like that speaks to something.
I can't believe it's over.
It's been such an insane season.
It has.
I met with Sam yesterday, and we solidified that we're voting Ben. I feel like Ben is probably going to reach out to you and Sarah and try and pull some shenanigans, but I'm just like, wow.
He already has.
Really?
Yeah.
What did he do?
Just said I should help you out.
So, Ben will be gone, hopefully. That'll be slight.
Ben wants to vote Austin. Austin wants to vote Ben. And I've talked to Sarah, and Sarah is kind of down to do whatever I want to do. So I talked to her about voting Austin, and she's on board. Unfortunately, Austin is going to have to get voted out in order for me to have a chance to win. I've been planning on taking out Austin for a while. Just the cards just never aligned at the right time, and this is the time where he's vulnerable. Like, there's nothing you can do. I have immunity, and I just, like, I know it's the right move. And, like, my heart just breaks a little bit because I really want to be in the end with him, but the Survivor player in me is like, you can't take him to the end. Austin and I have been together, like, literally since day one. We just were never separated. Like, we were always on the same wavelength. We worked perfectly together. Like, Austin, like, is not even my alliance member at this point. He's my friend. But the Survivor player in me is like, you're ruining your chances of winning in the end if you keep him. But it's just been very, very hard to think about because Austin fully thinks we're going to the end together because that's what we've said from the beginning. I hope he doesn't see it as like a betray of our friendship. Like, he literally is just too good of a player to be in the end with. And I for sure want to stay in contact with Austin after this ends. Like, we have like the same exact humor, like we get along always. I don't think we've ever fought ever in this heated game. So Austin is definitely someone that I would like to be friends with after.
I'm so stressed about the final four tribal because, I mean, the obvious thing to do and the smartest thing to do is to vote out Austin. But like, the part of me that has a sense of, you know, respect for the game and respect for people who played the game and like justice in terms of who I think deserves to win wants to vote Ben out. I don't think I have a shot at winning at all or even getting a single vote. Like, I think I've just been dragged to this point, which is fine. But it's like, for me, it's like, it's either my allegiance to Sam and, you know, letting him enjoy the fact that he won immunity and like bank on that and use that versus my allegiance to Austin and like how well I think he's played the game up to this point, which I think is pretty well. You know, I think at the end of the day, I have to vote Austin, and that's just, it's really sad. And it's not personal, I think he knows that, but you know, it's just, it's sad.
So I just texted Sarah, and Sarah told me that Sarah, Ben, and herself were planning on voting me, which is a shock to me. But Sarah says that she's willing to throw a vote my way to vote out Ben so that there's a tiebreaker. So I have a shot to make my way to the final three. So this is my one and only hope. This is Survivor. I'm here to play. I have to put my best foot forward. I'm very, very crushed at this news. You know, I never would have expected Sam to truly vote me out, but I guess he is a big Survivor fan and he will make a game move. And I can't disagree. I think it'll be poor for his game to keep me in. So This is my one shot. I hope I can make it. I'm very, very nervous. I'm like sweating. I have to get dressed, I have to get ready. Yeah, we'll see.
Welcome, Bruton, to your last tribal council. Before we get into it, I just want to congratulate you all for making it this far. Final Four is a huge feat, but one of you will not be making the final three, and your game will finish here. We have the members of our jury here who you will be pleading your case to if you survive this vote. But first, I have questions for you all. My first question is for you, Sam. Congratulations on winning immunity. This is a huge position of power to be in, since you're safe and you can potentially dictate or force a tie between players tonight. So I want to ask you, what are you taking into consideration moving forward?
I think I'm taking pretty much the whole game into consideration, who I've been aligned with, who I've not been aligned with, who I think I have a better chance at beating. There's just a lot of factors that are kind of flying around in my head right now.
Do you think you need immunity tonight?
At Final Four, I will definitely say I needed immunity tonight.
Okay, well, good thing you have it. My next question is for you, Sarah. You were walking pretty much the entire time during the last challenge. So does that mean that you felt secure in your position right now in the tribe?
I think it predominantly meant that I was tired, but I think second to that, yes and no. I mean, I don't think anyone can ever feel secure. What I more felt secure in that challenge in particular was that there were going to be things that slowed people down, and that running around like a chicken with my head cut off was going to exhaust me, probably more so than it was going to help me in the challenge. So that was more the risk I was taking.
Got it. Okay. Ben, you are in a very interesting position. As you can see, unified right next to you is 3 beauties. So are you at all concerned as a brain that you might be going home tonight?
I mean, yeah, that's definitely a concern. These people have known each other since the very beginning of the game, and I only met a couple of them, a few votes ago. So it'd be very easy for them to just all 3 write my name down tonight, and that's very likely what's going to happen.
Following that, Austin, how strong do you think the tribe loyalty is right now?
I think at this point in the game, everyone's considering every factor. So I can just hope that the loyalty that I've built across this entire game is going to be shown through tonight's vote. Other than that, I'm not sure.
Okay, well, does that mean you might know who's going home, or are you all scared that it might be you?
I think there's definitely a possibility it could be any 3 of us, but I truly think it's either between Ben or myself.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give you guys an opportunity, and anyone right now, to kind of make an open last-minute argument as to why you should stay in the game. So if anyone wants to take that chance, you can go ahead.
I think I've already made my case.
I know, Ben, I voted against you for the entire time, but I would appreciate if you would throw a vote in a way that's not at me. Sarah, I'd appreciate if you do the same. Sam, you've been my closest ally, so I hope it goes well tonight. Otherwise, I will be crying after.
Okay, well, with that, we're gonna go straight into voting. Ben, you can go ahead. Next up.
I think it's pretty clear that it's either you or me tonight, so good luck.
Sam, you might be Judas tonight. Don't betray me.
This is by far the hardest vote that I've ever had to make, and I really wish I didn't have to do this. But you're just too good of a player, and I can't let you sit next to me in the end.
But before I read the votes, I just want to say, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person who is voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately and will become the 7th member of our jury. I'll read the votes. First vote. Austin. Second vote. Austin. Third vote. Ben. Last vote. Ben. So we have a tie. As per the rules of Survivor, I'm gonna ask aloud if anyone wants to change their vote.
I'm so sorry.
If nobody is willing to, then Ben and Austin will go head to head in a challenge to determine who will be in final 3. So now I'll ask, does anybody openly want to change their vote?
Yeah. I'm not changing my vote, I'm sorry.
Austin, Ben.
Sarah, you're choosing if you want Austin to win or Sam to win.
I'm not changing.
Are you sure?
Is no one changing their vote? For sure? No one? Okay, Ben, Austin, come with me to the location of your challenge. Ben and Austin, since you had a tie and no one was willing to change their vote, you will be going head to head. The winner of this challenge will be in final 3 and will plead their case to the jury on why they deserve to be the sole survivor. So for this challenge, self-explanatory, you have sticks right in front of you, you have these buffs. First person to build sticks with tape and grab their buff will be in final 3. Okay? When I say go. Survivors ready? Go!
One's cheering.
Yep, you can cheer.
Go Austin!
Hey Carson, do you have any tips for them?
Be straighter.
I'm not good at that.
The straightest one will win.
Both still making their rulers. Austin has a longer ruler than Ben right now. Ben trying a different strategy, making his stick pretty thick.
Oh.
That is very common.
Yeah, Ben's doing a good job at this. But I think Austin's might be a little bit longer.
I think Austin's a better strategy.
Oh, I just did not on nothing. That's like,
That was a smart. Engineer. Someone try.
Engineer, but look,
ain't no.
Austin trying
Austin
instantly.
is
Gave up.
something science. Pre-med. Ah.
Austin has a pretty wobbly stick.
Oh.
Instantly snapped. Ben as well, instantly snapped.
You gotta do it tight.
This dress again. Okay.
Austin going for the buff. Win this, and you can plead his chance to the jury. One step closer to $100.
Was I just really good at this?
The Carson was definitely faster than both of you
Yeah,
two.
Carson, you killed it.
Now we're reusing that.
Austin going for the buff.
Oh.
One more
Instantly backs out.
You got like 2 inches.
Austin going for the buff.
So close.
Again, backs out. Ben has yet to try. Will Angel finish her sandwich before anyone gets the buff? Austin again instantly backs out, making you think, should you try a new strategy?
Make the rulers overlap more.
In 1 minute, we are going to be moving the chair closer for your benefit. Oh, unless Austin is going to get the buff right now. Almost 1 ruler short. Austin is unable to reach the buff.
Doing so good though.
Moving the chair closer
Oh,
for your benefit.
Okay.
Chair has been moved closer, and now Austin is going for the buff. Will this be it?
got it.
He got it.
You got that. Which one are you gonna take?
Austin finally touches
You can
the
take
buff.
both.
Must bring it back to the
Imagine the
table.
flex. Oh.
Makes it
Imagine the
harder
flex.
for himself.
Can you do
Moves
the other
it
one?
back.
Says who?
Ben's focusing on his stick, is not
Benny.
phased by Austin. Austin still going at it.
You got it. You got it. Okay.
Austin raising the buff, gives up, unable to grab it, makes it harder for himself. It's going back to trying again.
I don't really have a if he doesn't really do a job.
Again, Austin trying for the buff. Less than a few minutes later. Raising the buff, unable to get grip on it. Lost the ruler. Austin lost the rulers. Back to building his stick. Ben has yet to make an attempt at the buff. Again, for the how many of time, Austin is trying again for the buff. Is this one it?
Yeah. Safe focus.
Unable to get the buff again.
I don't like the. Well, I also.
Okay, again, for the second time, the chair is being moved up one towel forward. Austin
You got it.
grabbing his buff. This one is
It's fine.
Austin has his buff and Austin is in the final three. Congratulations to Austin. Ben, you are the last member of our jury. Austin, congratulations. We will be going straight into final tribal council. Let's go.
So it obviously sucks, but if there's one thing I told myself I was gonna be, it's that I wasn't gonna be a sore loser. So, you know, respect to Sam and respect to Austin. They both played killer games, and you know, I'm rooting for both of them. I hope one of them takes it home. You know, to think that I went to more tribal councils than anyone. I pulled off 5 fucking blindsides in the pre-merge and people still let me get this far. Like, I don't know why people did. I think I had an influence in every single vote except for like 1 or 2. So I'm very proud of myself and I had a really great time, and thanks for this opportunity.
Okay, it's been a long, long journey. 82 days, there were 18 of you guys, and now there are only 3. So congratulations, Austin, Sam, and Sarah, for making it this far. So now your fate lies in the hands of the jury. Welcome to Final Tribal, where you will have a chance to argue on why you deserve the $100 cash prize and the title of Sole Survivor. So before the jury will have a chance to individually ask you guys questions, you will all have time for an opening speech. So we're gonna go straight into it. Austin, go straight ahead.
Hey everyone, I'm Austin McBride. In Survivor, there is a phrase that embodies every winner, which is outwit, outplay, outlast, which I'm going to tell you how I've done all 3 of those things. So let's start with outlast. I built strong relationships near the beginning of the season. So Carson, Sam, and I had formed something that carried us through beauty, that saved us. I'm sorry, Sarah. And I strategically made good relationships with people in the merge area. I know that I slowly became a threat near the second half of the merge, but I always made sure to position myself in a way where I wasn't the main target, and if I was, I would be able to make my way out of that situation. Outplay. So across the challenges, I performed well. I won 2 challenges, which one of them was the ping pong paddle one, and the other one was the superlative one. I just won that one. I know I didn't do as well as Carson did when he won, but at least I'm here now, so I guess that also plays into the outlast part. Outwit. It's crazy is there was a perfect opportunity to knock the beauty numbers out when there were 3 beauties and 4 non-beauties. That week, I decided I want to save Sam. I said, in order to keep Sam in, because I have immunity, I'm gonna talk to Alex. So I talked to Alex and I said, okay, let's vote out Sam this week and let's vote out Colton next week. What do I do next day? I go to Colton and I say, hey, Alex just said that we're gonna vote Sam this week, but he said that we're gonna vote you. So to my knowledge, I was the one who planted that seed, who created a lie for you two to target each other that week. What do I do the next week? Plant seeds, and I get you out, Colton, because you are my biggest threat. So I was the one that orchestrated those moves to get people out. Everyone sitting on the jury, I played a role in your demise, except for Carson. I think that kind of attests to how I was in charge of for some of the weeks, depending on who would go, especially with that Simona week. I feel like that was an integral week into me deciding to play an independent game. I also found the idol, and no one else played an idol. I know I played it wrong, but I was able to do that. And let's talk about today. So I was banking on their loyalty until I decided to text Sarah today. And I pleaded her to give me a shot to fight for my life, and I did, and I'm here now. So I truly think that I'm the epitome of outwit, outplay, outlast. I hope that you see it. With that, I hope you vote for me to win.
Thank you, Austin. Next up, Sam.
All right, hello everyone. So similar to Austin, I would also like to describe my gameplay in terms of Survivor's 3 pillars: outwit, outplay, and outlast. So first for outwit, coming into this game, I was immediately nervous being one of 3 freshmen, and I knew I had to integrate myself to be a part of the group. So I used my humor, my social skills, and my kind nature to not only become allies with a lot of you, but to become friends with a lot of you. I owe a lot of my ability to get here to my social game because at times when people voted against me, I was never the target. I surrounded myself with big targets such as Carson and Simona, so that when people ultimately flipped on me, I was never the one that they wanted to vote out. My favorite instance of outwitting was my acting skills at the souvenir challenge when I knew Austin was going to throw the challenge, but I acted kind of confused, upset, annoyed with Austin. Austin told me the day before that you, Colton, were planning on voting out me. And I knew if I acted pissed at Austin, I could get the votes off of me and get them onto Austin in the case of an idol play. And then now for outplay. Where I lacked in advantages, I made up with strategy. After Austin and Colton flipped on me at the Simona vote, I created a fake steal a vote advantage to gain Ben's trust. We would not have been able to send Colton home if it weren't for this connection that I had built with Ben. In a similar advantage situation at Final 5, I knew Austin had the idol, and while I was confident I was not getting the majority of the votes, I was still able to get him to play an idol on me. He risked his spot at the Final 4 for me, but I was secured into the Final 4. And then I was also able to win 2 immunity challenges, as well as I would basically count the Brewing Bear Endurance Challenge. I completed as much of a feat as Ben did, I just lost to a coin toss. And then I was able to win what I would say was the hardest challenge yet, which, if you don't know, we had to run up Jans like 5 or 6 times, do tasks and whatnot. And if you don't remember, I went from tripping at the top of Jans at the first challenge to winning the final challenge. And then for Outlast. The hardest part of this game was hands down the Final 4 vote. Although it didn't go exactly as planned. It was definitely the hardest vote to make, and I was willing to, unfortunately, betray the relationship that I've had with Austin since day 1. And then in conclusion, I know there was a lot of information that was briefly touched on or skipped to save time, but I look forward to answering all of your questions with a more in-depth explanation. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. And lastly, Sarah, go ahead.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm gonna keep this relatively short, but let me start by saying that I'm both surprised that I'm here and not at all surprised that I'm here. I've watched a lot of Survivor, so I know what it means to be dragged to the end, and I would be lacking a lot of self-awareness if I didn't think that was a factor of why I am here right now. But before I get fully put into that pigeonhole, I want to explain my strategy a little bit. You know, I frankly don't think that there's a chance that I win against them, nor do I necessarily think I deserve to, but I figured I'd let you all hear me out. To me, the real game of Survivor lies in finding a balance between playing a big game but not making yourself a target. And that's a really difficult thing to do, as I'm sure you all know, and you all have had difficulty striking that balance, as evidenced by the fact that you're sitting here. And a lot of players make that mistake of letting their egos and hubris get in the way and wanting to make big moves and do big things to feel like they're playing a big game. And from where I was coming from was to see what would happen if you don't do that, and see what would happen if you were able to set that aside and be okay with not being the best player or the biggest player, and see how far you can get with that. And you know, I'm sitting here now, so I feel relatively good about it. And I also wanted to play as honest and loyal a game as possible in order to not have as many enemies as I could possibly avoid having. No, I didn't do the big things that Sam and Austin have done, but I was able to trust my intuition enough and trust my ability to make relationships with people enough to understand who I needed to be aligned with in order to get farther in the game. You know, just because it didn't look like I was in the know or calling the shots all the time doesn't mean that I didn't know exactly what was going on at all times. So that's it. Like I said, I wanted to keep it short, but thank you guys.
Okay, thank you, Austin, Sam, and Sarah, again for your opening speeches. They were all great. Now, jury, I'm sure you have a lot to say, so I'm gonna call you guys in a certain order. So Carson, go ahead. You're going to have 3 minutes, and that also includes their answers. So you can cut them off if you feel like their answer is too long. So only 3 minutes. Okay, go ahead.
Well, congratulations to the three of you. I am happy that a beauty will win in the end, if it wasn't me. I wanted to ask all three of you, if you have any, what is your biggest regret throughout the season, as well as what is the biggest move that you think got you to the final three?
I can start. I don't think I have any regrets. At the end of the day, I knew that tonight was going to be a challenge, and that was the part I was most scared about. And I thought maybe if I pulled a move on Sam last week, it may have got me there. But ultimately, I decided maybe something would have carried me to Final Four if I kept Sam in. So I decided to keep him there. And again, like I said, I think the biggest move for me was making Alex and Colton turn on each other, because I think that really guided the second half of the merge.
Thank you.
I would say my biggest regret kind of falls somewhere in between like your and Simona's vote out. I feel like I got a little bit comfortable in my position, but I also don't regret it in a way, because it kind of gave me a wake-up call that the game isn't going to be easy and that you have to make these new relationships to kind of carry you on through the merge, which I was able to do. And then I would say my biggest move is something that, as I stated before, but you guys didn't see a lot of, was building this relationship with Ben, because it was very vital to have him as my number through the end votes.
My biggest regret is probably being a bit too naive at the very beginning. After the vote where you originally got voted out and I didn't vote for you, everyone was like, Carson was gonna vote you out, like you were gonna be the first beauty to go, and I was like, oh, like, okay. Like I kind of look like a fool here. Maybe I need to start paying a little bit more attention to what's going on and asking more questions and seeing what's happening. So that was definitely my biggest regret, but in the end, I think it ended up being a good wake-up call for me. And my biggest move, I don't know if it's a move necessarily, but was just being unwilling to compromise on loyalty. And I think that that really served me well. And that was something where, for better, for worse, they knew I was gonna vote with them, you knew I was gonna vote with you, whoever, not everyone I was loyal to, but definitely to like you three specifically. I felt like being as honest as possible and being as loyal as possible was the best thing I could do for my own game, to make sure that a select group of people knew they could trust me 100%, and I am proud of that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Carson. Next up, Sam.
So to start, congratulations to all three of you. I'm also glad to see my beauties up here. Austin, I was very curious to know why you decided not to use your immunity idol to try to get Sam out, so I was wondering if you could expand on that decision.
Yes, so I ultimately decided I wanted to play the idol on someone else other than myself. I kind of wanted to make things interesting. I even debated putting it on Ben that week because I wanted to make something interesting. But I knew that if I played something on Sam, I think it could possibly have given a result.
Thank you. And then in a very similar vein, Sam, I know you claimed that you were able to convince Austin. Would you like to expand more on how you were able to convince him?
Everyone knew that Austin had the hidden immunity idol clue because he got it at the endurance challenge. So everyone assumed that he had it. So I was able to convince him that they're not gonna vote for you. They know you have the idol. Why not play it on me? And I basically just kind of played into his eagerness to make a big move by securing myself in the Final Four.
Do you have any rebuttal to that, Austin, or are you fine with that?
Yeah, no, so I did want to make the big move, but it wasn't based on Sam's convincing. It was my own will, my own fling of the wrist, just like, oh, I want to do it now.
All right. Well, thank you all, and good luck. Thank you, Sam. Next up, Simona.
Hey guys. Damn, 3 minutes was terrible. I wanted to really make this about me and then like talk about you a little bit. I'm still gonna make it about me and then we'll see if we talk about you. So I appreciate the ego boost throughout your speeches and how crucial a part I played in both your games. Sarah, I want to say I do really admire your loyalty. I think that's something that nobody else really had in this game. To the point where they were loyal to a fault, and I think that is something admirable in a game where it's, I would almost say, tempting to be disloyal. So my question, Austin and Sam, you were a duo throughout the game, and then you both had moments where you were like disloyal to each other, and you both like defined that move. Austin, I'm curious, would you have voted out Sam at the Final Four? I know you can't like really give a concrete answer because obviously that didn't happen, but I'm curious what your like mentality was about that. And also Sam, were there ever points earlier in the game where you were planning to take out Austin, and why did you like wait so long to really try?
Yeah, I would have voted off Sam in the Final Four. Obviously I couldn't have because of the challenge, but you have to really gauge and you have to consider how does each juror think about who would win. So based on that, if Ben left and was in the jury, then I would be less sure on that. So if Sam was gone in the jury, I felt like I would have another vote towards myself. However, that's how the tables turned. Sam won the challenge, it was the puzzle that was difficult. But it is a move that I would have been willing to make, and every week I always considered, should I take out Sam? And I decided which weeks would make the most sense.
It was always in my mind, like, pass your vote out. So I thought about it quite a bit at Final 6, but as I said before, I didn't want to do Austin that week, and I got Ben to do Colton, because if Austin was voted out that week and say Colton won immunity, I have like literally zero production except for Sarah, but that would have been a 3-2 vote. I would be gone. So my next idea was the Final 5 tribal, but then Austin told me he had the idol. So I kind of had to rework my plans, and I wasn't risking getting idled out, so I felt like my best shot was banking on me winning or him not winning Final Four immunity.
I don't know. I don't really have that much more to say. Yeah, you guys obviously outplayed the rest of us, so congrats, and you made the best one.
Oops. Hey, thank you, Simona. Next up, Angel.
Oh no.
No, because I'm hungry.
Hi. Okay, just for starters, like icebreaker, can you guess my body count? Quickly, I don't have much time.
690.
69.
2.
Explain how you have supported women of color and give one specific example beyond the game.
To answer your question in complete honesty, I was a member of Student Equity Advisory Committee.
I don't have time.
I don't want to keep going.
I am pre-med and I want to focus on LGBTQ+ people, and that
Women of color.
I know, but there's a lot of intersectionality. Intersectionality is a very important topic that we need to talk about, especially the intersection with healthcare. So I would like to focus on that. I would like to be a gender-affirming surgeon, focusing especially on the community of transgender people, transgender women. So that is what my career is. That's my answer for you.
Well, I hope to go into media or journalism or something like that, and I think a lot of value in that field is bringing light to voices of people who are marginalized and
What makes you prettier than me? Why are you guys on beauty tribe and why was I not on beauty tribe?
I don't think we're necessarily prettier than you. I think you're stronger than us.
That's a good answer. I would like that answer.
Okay, last one. What are you gonna do with $100?
I'm gonna buy a T-shirt that says "I support women of color," and it's gonna be you.
I am going.
I'm gonna be fact checking you, by the way.
Okay, that's good.
I'm probably gonna spend it on like food. Like I won't lie.
How about 2 bottles of wine?
Okay, that's all my questions.
That was
Okay,
like
thank you, Angel. Next up, Colton.
Okay, well, hello. What a fun game. So, Sarah, I was gonna ask you to tell me why you're not a GOAT, but you already told us that you were completely a GOAT and that you don't deserve any of our votes. So, you guys, Wow, yeah, I feel like you really ran the game, which was really cool. I didn't even see that until you did your speeches, so good job on that. My first question is for Ben. Did you actually think that extra vote on Sam, was that real?
I did think it was real because he sent me a picture of the email.
Wow, that is another layer. What the heck? Okay. That's insane. That really changes another thing in my head. Wait. Okay.
Could I talk about something really quickly?
Maybe.
Yeah, so I would like to address this. I love you, Sam, but in Sam's speech, he did say that he was the one who started the steal a vote idea. It was actually me. I was in my Olympic floor 6 shower, and I was thinking, what can I do this week to throw things off? And I said, steal a vote, and I brought it to Sam. So I was a little bit shocked when Sam said that he was the one who started that, but
Your turn.
I said I made it. I added another layer to it saying that it was a secret steal a vote. I made the email, I made the clue, I convinced Ben that it was real. It was my relationship with Ben. So like I feel at the end of the day, it had more an impact on my game than him coming up with making a fake advantage.
Okay, good job, guys. Awesome.
Thank you, Colton. Next up, Alex.
Hello. Austin. So you talked in the beginning about how you had a tight 3 with Sam and Carson. But Sarah was loyal to you every single vote, to the end. She didn't vote your name, or she voted for Ben out, right? To force that tie? You don't think that's a little disrespectful to Sarah? Or maybe like a little bit misogynistic?
also, ultimately, when I started the game, I wanted to work, when I saw the beauty tribe, I actually wanted to work with 3 girls. But that's not how it turned out. And I knew that as long as I would keep them both in my good graces, it would be the way to further my game. Now, I would have loved to stat by Sam R as well. But you cannot judge a game based on who you initially see and what gender is what person. At the end of the day, you have to analyze each individual interaction and how people will interact with each other. So it was ultimately that social network that I would say.
I have no other questions.
Okay, thank you, Alex. And last up, recent member of our jury, Ben.
So emotions are still high, and I'm gonna try not to be rude, but you guys know me. Sarah, why would you play a game if you're not in it to win it? Why not quit?
I don't think that.
You said that you knew at Final 10 you had no shot to win, and you kept playing the game. Why didn't you try to better your position? You had ample opportunity. How many times did I come to you and say, do you want to work with me?
Alright, I think at the end of the day, you can also play this game in a way in which I had my own idea of who I wanted to win, and I wanted it to be one of them.
Why not you?
Because I knew at that point that I didn't have the bandwidth or energy, frankly, or time, because I have my own life outside of this to fully play the game. So I figured that I would do it in a way in which I still felt satisfied and still was having fun, but wasn't getting overly stressed, because I was getting stressed, frankly. Like, it was getting stressful for me to find time to do this, and that is why I probably didn't play as hard as everyone thinks I should have. So that's the real reason. Is
I can
that
respect that.
satisfactory?
I can respect
Okay.
that. Good luck, all 3 of you.
Okay, that was the last jury to ask questions. Thank you, jury, for that, for putting time and effort into those questions. Now we're gonna go straight into closing statements. We're gonna go into opposite order of opening statements, and then after that, we will go straight into voting. So, last chance to plead your case to the jury. First up, Sarah.
I really don't have anything else to say. I just hope that you guys have all had fun during this process, and that, you know, it's all gone as well as you hope it could have, and that you know, make whatever choice you want to make. I'll be interested to see what it is.
So thank you all so much for listening to me tonight. I enjoyed answering most of your questions. I hope you were all able to see the effectiveness of my social and strategic game and how I was able to maneuver my way to the end. Above all, I'm incredibly proud of everything I was able to accomplish through this game. I started as a nervous, eager player that was physically convulsing while voting out Lexi. However, I was able to put my emotions aside, and I became confident in my social and strategic abilities. All the while doing it with grace. To wrap up, I would like to say a message from the fortune cookie I opened last night at Feast before I wrote this. It's kind of fun to do the impossible. I definitely put myself out of my comfort zone, barely expecting to make the merge in the game, but as I grew more confident in myself, the impossible came a little bit more possible every day.
Thank you. That was my
Thank
little
you,
bit.
Sam. And Austin, again, 60 seconds.
Alright, okay, so as you know, my name is Austin McBride, so I'm gonna show you a little bit why I'm Austin McBrain, McBrawn, and McBeauty. So, for beauty, I just love to pizzazz things up. I'm still upset there wasn't a runway challenge. As for McBrain, I truly became such a conniving person, it kind of scared me myself. And I want to show you this, what I would do every week since merge, you can pass this around. I would create social network analysis charts of each person's alliances, each person's possible alliances, and near the end, I would create charts about voting possibilities. Now, I wasn't right all the time, and I wanted to clarify that it was from my limited perspective, but I think this attests to the effort that I put into this game. You may not be able to see it from what I say today, you know, I have some nerves, but I think this kind of shows all the effort. At the end of the day, I know that I did a lot of y'all dirty, but I hope you can see the game for the game that it is. And at the end of the day, McBrawn, McBrain, McBeauty, and McSlay.
Okay, thank you for your speeches. Jury, maybe they persuaded your vote, maybe they didn't, we'll have to see. We're gonna go straight into voting. Again, you're gonna vote for who you want to win, not who you're voting out. It's pretty obvious, but we're gonna go starting with Ben. Go ahead, make your vote.
So, I wrote your name down maybe an hour ago, and I'm writing it down again. I'm really impressed. I wish I was lucky enough to play this game the way that you played it, and I think that you're the second best player of the season. Congratulations.
I was gonna vote Austin, but then I was just like really embarrassed about that last challenge. Sorry.
I respect Sam's game. I played alongside him a lot, and so out of respect for Sam and the game he played, I got my vote for Sam.
Always vote for women.
Austin, I think you played the best of the final 6, probably.
Okay, I have jury votes, but before, just want to say hello to Lexi and Travis who just joined us, to two pre-jurors who are also here to watch the final vote of the season. And before I read the jury votes, I just want to say for a final time, Sam, Austin, and Sarah, congratulations to you all. And no matter what happens, you all worked very hard to get to this moment. But by tonight, there will only be one sole survivor. One way or another, this person has proved their worth throughout the 82 days of the season to the jury. Okay, the last time this season, I'll read the votes. So, Sam. Austin. Third vote. Sarah. One vote Sam, one vote Austin, one vote Sarah. Vote. Austin. Vote. Sam. 2 votes Austin, 2 votes Sam, 1 vote Sarah, 2 votes left. Austin. And the winner of season 3 of Survivor, Brains versus Bronze versus Beauty. Congratulations, Austin. Survivor. Hold on to it, show it with all your pride. Congratulations, Austin.
It feels incredible. Like I said, this entire season I've had so much anxiety and stress. I've thoroughly enjoyed playing with every single one of you. I know when, these episodes come out, I probably said some bad things about you, but I truly, at the end of the day, love you all as people, and I'm so grateful for this experience.
Well, you are Richard. Congratulations. Yeah. Survivor, but you worked very hard to get to this moment, but extra, of course, congratulations to you, Austin. Thank you all for joining us today. That was the finale of Survivor, and that is the end of this season. So, thank you.